Hi, everyone.
How's it going, guys?
Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. I'm Bethany. This is Sparky. You guys can submit your questions through Instagram. You can DM us directly, or sometimes if you watch our Instagram stories, there are prompts. Just make sure you include the age and breed of the dog. This right here is Callie. Is she like a border collie or border collie mix?
She's got to be a border collie mix. She's
so
border.
She's so cute. So yes, I'm talking
Look how
about
calm and relaxed and settled she is.
She was not like that earlier.
Bethany, what episode are we on?
We are on episode 83. So welcome.
83. That's loud. Okay. All right. Question number 1. Why does my puppy excite Pete? Okay.
She did the same thing when I introduced myself to her because I saw her. I haven't met her before, and she's in crate, and I saw her. How cute! I love like herding dogs is like my thing.
Mine's like a border collie.
So Paula, one of our staff members, was like, "Oh, we have a new dog, Callie. You should use Callie." And I open the crate door, and I go, "Oh!" And she excited tinkled. And so excitement tinkling is usually, not always, but usually created by the energy that you have. So be careful of that. If you're always rewarding something overly submissive, like if your dog constantly flips on their back and you're paused. Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of it. You wanna try the white thing first? Hang on just a second, everybody. We're having some mic issues, so we'll see if it happens again. But anyway.
I'll plug it back in.
No, just keep it on.
I want to see if it's going to work again. Just try it for me, Kimberly. I'm plugging it back in if you don't do it.
All right, so waiting. Okay. So whenever your dog is exhibiting, your puppy is exhibiting a lot of those low wiggles, tail low like this, or they're flipping over and you're seeing a lot of that.
All right, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Sorry right now, guys, the microphone's been funky, so it's going to sound a little bit echoey.
Sorry. But anyway, if I can make my sentence, if you're seeing a lot of that and you're petting it and you're nurturing it, or you're excited, even if you're calm, if you're nurturing that really hardcore submissive behavior that's so cute, you might need to stop if you're getting submissive peeing. Instead, when your puppy greets you like that or comes up to you like that, stand up straight and instead be like, let's go, and go outside right away, let them potty, and then start to use food to do like a recall. Like come, which means come, recall means come, and you're like bending over and your puppy does that low wiggle. Use food to kind of get their nose into it, like to build some scent. What? Oh, okay. To build some scent, and then stand up straight. Get them looking up and doing a confident sit and down and looking up at you. Start shaping that right away. And then I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to instruct your guests to ignore your puppy until the puppy calms down, and then bring out food. You're gonna have to shape this before trying it with a guest, but then bring out food once your puppy settles and realizes it's not the center of attention, and bring out food to try to get them to sit upward and have the guest give them treats rather than petting them. I know it's an annoying, difficult thing, but it can last forever. And I gotta say one more thing before he's gonna jump in with whatever he's got. With that being said, sometimes there's I don't know if it's a genetic component,
You think
it is like
genetic,
mental versus physical. Sometimes it happens after they're spayed and they never get that back. But I had a female Aussie when I was a kid, and I promise you she was not spoiled, but we did sometimes overdo it because she was the cute wiggly one.
The wiggler.
And even though we got her to stop doing it with us, I used to show dogs, and she would always do it in the ring. The dogs have to be inspected, even for basic obedience. They have to be touched or pet to go up a level, and every time she would be pet, she would piddle and be disqualified. There was just and they were very calm when they did it. There was just nothing we could do about it, but we could get her to stop doing it with us at least. So
that's something.
Yeah.
Basically, all I want to say is what you pet is what you get. So if you pet excitement, you get excitement. Usually, whatever you pet, you get times 100. You already have a wiggly, excited pup. Ignore. I even told my guests, no look, no talk, no touch. Just kind of jump on top of what she said.
I know it's tough with a cute little new puppy.
It is. I literally went to a client's house one time for a first session, and on their front door was a little piece of paper, and it said, "When you enter my home, please," in all caps, "no pet, no talk, no touch."
Excellent.
Nothing.
They were already ahead of the game.
They were. And I came in and that dog still peed just from me looking at him.
Yeah.
Bad dog trainer.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Honestly, it's really, really challenging.
Yeah.
So you got to be on top of it. And honestly, if I see people that look like they can't control their pets and their energy and their eye contact, my puppy stays in the crate for the first 30 minutes to an hour of them being there. And then when the puppy comes out of the crate more calmly, yes, thank you. Potty first, comes out more calmly, I actually don't even go over and let them say hi. I go straight to place. And I do 30 to 45 minutes of playstration with me sitting right next to them, holding the leash in control. And if I have anyone making eye contact, I'll actually block them. And hey, sorry guys, yeah, eyes up here. Try to look away from the puppy. It sounds strict, it sounds mean, but it's something that anyone out there who has really, really, really excitable puppies who are getting this, it's mainly for you guys. Try it out. Give us 2 weeks of this. See if it makes a difference. I did have a dog that the owners kind of laughed it off when they first started working with me. And I was like, guys, it doesn't get better, but they had heard from someone else it does. I got a call from about 2 years later, and the dog, if you made the wrong type of look at it, would empty its whole bladder on their bed, in their house, on its place cot, on a walk, anywhere. And it took us about 6 months of eliminating affection because it was so bad in order to reverse that. So just giving you food for
doable.
thought.
Well, what he's saying is it's doable for really, really bad cases, but how many people are willing to do that in order to tweak that issue?
It's much easier now with the advice that she gave you than it would be in a year or 2 years when they're older and it's like ingrained in them.
Once they're over 6 months old, woo, you're talking about a tough issue. Okay, I'm gonna move on.
This was a really, really cool dog, and he was sweet, and everyone loved him, which is why he got a lot of love.
I want to point out a couple things in case you saw Callie mouthing me. All I'm doing is it's very light mouthing. It's not like she's not frustrated. She's a little frustrated, but it's from being kind of cooped up here. But it's not bad biting yet. It's more what we call like kneading. Like if you knead dough, or that's what I call it. Does anybody else call it that?
Kneading dough, yeah.
Kneading dough, like kneading, mouthing, soft and like kind of repetition. Like I can tell she's like, oh, that feels good in my gums, yeah. And so I'm not getting on to her like we have with other feisty doodles that are biting us. And instead, she's doing more than kneading. So I'm just, way to go, Sparky. Way to go. Way to go. So I'm just making a fist and freezing and kind of taking it for the team. And she gets bored and then she stops. And then I go back to holding her and kind of doing a very calm chest rubbing. She starts to mouth me again. I think I did it like 3 times. So just a little tip for you guys at home. You don't always have to address things correctly because it does depend on the type of biting that you're getting. Okay. Let's move on.
You don't have to address things by correcting?
You don't have to address, we do blocking, and things like no and blocking and hold them more firmly if that's the situation. Sometimes you don't have to if the dog is softer or if they're needing you, like that type of soft mouthing rather than biting you, which we get from plenty of the puppies too. But that's not what she's doing yet.
1 or 2 of them.
She'll get there. She'll start to get frustrated enough. I can tell.
She has a beautiful puppy breath too.
But she's not really there yet. It's so cute. I mean, you're not cute. Sorry.
I know. Yep.
Not cute.
Ignore it, Bethany. Don't be the problem.
Not cute. You're not cute. Okay. Dolly Doodle Nash. Doodle 10-week-old. Thank you for paying attention, Dolly Doodle Nash.
Breed and age.
Breed and age. Separating treats per value level. So they're not all mixed up, but also accessible, ? This, in my opinion, highly depends on what you're trying to accomplish. What I like to do is I really like puppies working for their kibble in the house. Outside, it's a lot to ask, I think, personally, but inside the house, I want them working for their meals. So I might skip a meal or 2 as long as your puppy's not underweight. And then what I would do if there's still not enough drive, here's a trick. Take their kibble and go get a roast chicken or yummy treats or like liver, something like that. Not like actual liver, but like dog jerky liver, something like that. And sorry, I just had this flashback to going fishing with actual liver. That's why I had to say that. Okay, anyway, it's disgusting. Anyway, take all of that, put in a bag, put it in the fridge for an hour, mush it all around so it all smells the same. And you can even take out a little bit of the chicken if you want, but then she'll start to probably be prompted more with her kibble, and hopefully you can phase out of that. Some dogs, they're just not super motivated for food, and I do think it's important as a puppy to work for meals, but it's also not a hill I'm willing to die on. So if they're just not, you know, super driven for it, it's like you do need to build leverage for certain things. So if you need to use treats, that's fine, but do tiny pieces, like the tip, like the white tip part of my finger, my baby fingernail. They just need a taste of something delicious.
Your puppy has never chewed a treat in their life, just so you know. Everything they eat, put in their mouth, has been swallowed. So
there you go. So
it's a taste.
So in my opinion, I think our opinion, you don't need like to be that specific with the treat breakdown. But if you want to do a special treat for recall outside, or if you have a nervous puppy and they get healthy turkey dogs, like actual turkey dogs chopped up in tiny little pieces whenever they see people. Like if you want to do something specific for an issue, I'm totally down for that. Otherwise, I don't think it's necessary. And I think Callie is done.
I think Callie's done.
Kimberly,
20 minutes ago.
do you want to? Ow, okay, that was my lip. Okay, there we go. She's heavy.
She wanted you to know she liked your lip.
She's got a little extra.
Trying to carry her the proper way.
We're watching Kimberly take this large puppy out, and it's comical. Okay, she really is.
Look like Simba.
And she's like kicking, and she like tries to tuck her in and like feel safe, because there's a way to carry a puppy to make them feel safe. Probably handing her off like
I don't
that.
think Kimberly felt safe on that one.
Probably handing her off like that wasn't the nicest thing either. It was a big puppy.
I was kind of watching, but
Here you go, Kim.
as long as you're the one who does it, I'm the one who gets in trouble when I go home. Okay, we have Megan Renee Henry. She commented, what is a good example of a schedule? So we'll assume structure schedule.
DM us on Instagram and you will get one.
The basic breakdown is crate, potty, free time, which is broken down a little bit more in the one that we send you, food and water, and then back in the crate. It's actually pretty simple.
For dogs under 6 to 8 months old, it's very, very strict. And then you kind of test their personality to see kind of where they're at. Do know that when we send out structure schedules, it's like for an 8-week-old puppy, it's an hour-and-a-half rotation. So obviously you can adjust that per your puppy's age.
To give you an idea, if it's like a 6-month-old puppy, I'd be doing anywhere between 3 hours in, 1 hour to 1.5 hours out, or like 4 and 2, something like that.
And if that sounds crazy, a lot of adolescent dogs don't sleep as much, but it doesn't matter. They need to be somewhere. To be able to mentally calm down where they're not being overstimulated by you moving around or bored, so they get up and get into things. So just kind of keep that in mind. And there's a lot of other reasons for crate too. It builds leadership. It teaches them how to be alone. Like you never want to just crate your dog when you go to work or when you leave the house. You need to crate your dog a little bit every day when you're there too.
It creates a negative association by crating only when you leave. Then that crate is only associated with you leaving. The puppies don't enjoy you leaving, therefore it's a negative association.
And stop putting your shoes on and picking up your purse and your keys in front of your dog before you leave. So if I crate my puppy in the bedroom, which I think most people do, and I'm totally okay with that, I think dogs are pack animals and sleeping with them in the same room is good. Blah,
Which
blah, blah.
Catherine answers your question. Should the crate be in your room or not? If you're sleeping in your room, we're okay with it being in your room, but mainly throughout the day, we want it in the least frequented room. I know a lot of people during COVID have like put home offices in their bedroom.
That's
then
a good
it should
point.
not be there.
Yeah.
But if you're spending most of your day in the living room, most of your time at home in the living room, kitchen, dining room area, then your crate should be in the bedroom.
Right. It needs to be. It shouldn't be in a space like all spaces resemble something. Like they have habits and associations with it.
I love that word, association.
So you don't want your crate in the kitchen area where you guys eat and laugh and hang out. all the time. Okay, so real quick, what I was saying before is that let's say that my puppy's crate is in the bedroom and so is all my stuff. Well, I'm gonna put my puppy in their sectioned off area in the kitchen or in the playpen, wherever that might be, while I get my shoes, my purse, my keys, and get all that stuff together and kind of put it out, in the hallway. I don't care if you have to hide it in the bathroom. Stop associating these markers, these associations with leaving, okay? So then you calmly put your puppy in crate, no big deal, and then you've already got your shoes on, they didn't even see it, and then you close the door and you're out of the room when you pick up your purse, your bag, your jacket, all that stuff. This stuff is really important.
Some of these dogs though have probably already figured you out a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you do have dogs that have already figured you out, try putting all your stuff together, have them in the crate. Some dogs are really, really attuned to your
I've had to like close my keys so they don't make any noise and like sneak. Yeah.
I've done it too, and I feel like when the dog goes in the crate, they kind of know the morning routine. So sometimes I'll even go as far as putting them in the crate an hour before I'd normally leave. But I'll do the same routine I've done that I've messed up in doing, being loud, and I'll do it. Yes,
desensitize them.
And then I'll get that barking because I've like literally even like done the door slam with the latch closing, and then I wait and I stand there and I slowly start creeping back to the bedroom door, which is closed. My puppy doesn't know I'm there, and the minute they do the boo or the howl, my dog does the howl, it's like a hey, settle down, and I'm actually doing the closed door. Hey, settle down on the closed door, and you hear the puppy go skitter across the crate like, whoa, what was that? And then I don't make another noise. And then I slowly go back that door, I unlatch it, open it, slam it shut, latch it again, and I go back to that door and I wait.
That's the training. Mm-hmm. That's the training. And you could also do it more simply where your dog is having its free time in its controlled area, and you put your shoes on and take them off. You jingle your keys and then you put them down. You put your purse on, you walk to the front door, open it, shut it, come back, put the purse down. These are all, and you can toss food if you want to. These are all desensitizing techniques for dogs that kind of start to struggle, get a little overexcited or anxious when you're about to leave. So, okay, we're gonna move on. Okay. You got us off on a
Welcome to our live
rabbit hole.
When do we not go down rabbit holes?
Everything I say is tailored to the questions themselves. Everything.
Okay, Milo commented, is there any way I can redirect my 5-year-old German Shepherd to do this when he bolts through doorways?
We think it's a video on...
It was a video with Snuffy.
It's a video.
I don't know which video, but it was off of TikTok.
It's off of TikTok. Okay, TikTok. So we think it's a video of us working on thresholds. And we use the leash, we teach sit, we open the door, we close the door, we open it, we close it, we open it, we close it, we block with our body. I would say, yeah, if that's the video we think it is, yeah, you can do the absolute same thing, but you're gonna need to be firmer with a 5-year-old German Shepherd.
I'm looking for Snuffy, you keep going.
Okay. Janae says, bringing my new baby home next weekend. I'm assuming you mean a puppy. I'm assuming. Mm-hmm. So helpful, thank you. And what are your thoughts on putting fake grass on a balcony? Oh, I think she was watching a video and it was a comment. So you're welcome and thank you for watching. Thank you for watching our stuff.
Have them sit in doorways first, bolting through.
Yeah. And sorry, he was talking about the last question and confusing me. Okay, Janae, thank you for watching and we really appreciate you. And so what are your thoughts on putting fake grass on a balcony? I think you can definitely try it. I prefer the real grass, but it's gonna be more expensive. But not as expensive as you might think. Even if you did fake, or even if you did real grass for just the first month to kind of get some leverage, I think that would be a great idea. You can go on Amazon and get a monthly shipment of 30, if you do a really small one, which I don't advise, it's like 20. The slightly larger ones are like 35, 36. If you've got a dad good with woodworking, or you're good with woodworking, you just get a couple 2x4s, strap them together with a piece of plywood, stick it on top, you'd be good to go. Or maybe some
1-800-GRASS will actually bring the tray to you as well.
Whatever.
They have a metal tray.
I'm trying to save you money, but whatever.
Well, what I do is actually, I tell clients to buy the subscription, cancel it after the first month, and then go back to Home Depot and buy the sod yourself. and they put it in a bag for you, and you literally just replace it in the tray.
It's hard to get sod around here.
Home Depot's got it all the time.
No, not
It's
in
like,
my area.
it's
They're
like
always out.
$10 every 2 feet.
They are always out every time I go.
Oh.
Every time. Okay, anyway, so you can do that, or Amazon has a regular shipment from it. So you have other options is all I'm trying to say. The reason we're telling you that is fake grass is not all it's cracked up to be.
It's just not as appealing.
Maybe your puppy will be great on it and we're totally wrong. But a lot of times they hem and haw, they chew at it, they just don't get it. They just don't get it, but grass they'll get.
And if you have a puppy that's gonna have to sit on that patch for a little bit, and you have to put like a playpen around the patch, which we've had to do.
Yeah.
Because dogs will like basically just stand there and stare at you.
Just get a wire playpen and stick around it. Yeah.
The grass is easier because the sod is easier because they're more likely to sniff it and eventually pee. The fake turf, they're more likely to chew up, like she mentioned.
Yeah, they just don't get it as well. But we've had successful dogs on it. It really depends on the dog, but those are just some options. But either way, absolutely, you can do that.
For this question, Snuffy sat calmly.
No, wait. You gotta say what
Well,
question
I'm trying to
is.
explain why she even brought it up. So, in the one where the German Shepherd, the 5-year-old German Shepherd, was bolting out the door, the Snuffy video on TikTok.
That's the dog's name.
That's the dog's name, Snuffy. And what's Snuffy?
You just have to explain things. They don't know what you mean.
They can read my mind. So basically the dog walked up to the door, sat beautifully next to Bethany. Bethany opened the door, the dog waited, and then walked through. That's Bethany. So the German Shepherd is bolting through the door. So when we teach a dog to wait at a door, we actually don't open the door all the way. We open the door about an inch. The dog puts their nose to it. No, close the door.
And then a block.
They back off, and then they'll step in front and kind of push into them a little bit to back them off. That's how that feels.
It would be that firm
For a German Shepherd.
5-year-old German Shepherd. It would absolutely be that firm. Not for little Snuffy.
Little Snuffy would kind of just be like a little shuffle with the feet. Most little dogs are already aware of their feet because they've probably been stepped on at some point anyways. So you do a little shuffle towards them and they back off. I'm thinking of every dog I've ever stepped on. They're all little dogs. And then once they back off, you ask for the sit. You don't reward them for it because we don't want to reward a no into a good. We want to reward a good with no. Open the door a few more inches. Dog looks at you for a second. Close it. Good treat. A few more inches. Close it. Good treat. Until eventually you can open it. The dog looks at you. Good. Let's go out the door, and then let's go right back in the door. I'm not even going out the door to go to the thing I need to. I'm coming right back in because I don't want them to think that opening the door and walking through it is automatically something fun and exciting. Every time it could be a turn back in, or it could be going out to potty.
Desensitizing the excitement with the threshold.
This
so
is
you're actually walking out with the dog and walking back in. And then sometimes it's you alone. Walk out, walk back in, and the dog doesn't even go outside. They're like, what the heck? Close the door, grab the dog leash, spin them around, do it again.
This is a little bit more specified towards the 5-year-old dog because this is a bit more advanced, the part that I mentioned. For a younger dog, especially if they're still potty training, get them outside to go potty first. Don't make them come in 4 or 5 times. Then come back and do it.
We still have them pause.
Yes, we still have the pause.
And if my puppy is so young or so excited I can't get the sit and I know they're about to explode, believe it or not, at least just doing some blocking with the door or your leg and just getting them to rock back and pause, even if they don't sit, even if they tinkle a little bit. Long term, this actually helps your puppy hold their pee than just opening the door because you know they need to pee and letting them out.
Just make sure you don't do the returning until they've actually gone
the
pee if they're still potty
repeats,
training.
the patterning repeats.
Yes, but after they've gone potty, now you are going to repeat it 5 or 10 times after coming back in and going back out.
Since you've gone on this tangent, I'm going to add to it.
And you
should do this with your puppies too. Once they kind of are in a groove and have an understanding, put them on a long leash. So you can go on Amazon, $10-15, and get a long lead and clip it to their collar. And first hold it close, do everything he mentioned. But then start to open the door, have them sit, give them a piece of food, walk out, come back in, good, sit, food. Work your way up on a 30-foot long line to the end of the driveway, or if you live in an apartment, to the end of the hallway, and really work on that open door stay. And that way it becomes an obedience command. It becomes very normal for them to do. Work up to getting your mail, not if you live on a different floor of an apartment building, but if you live in a home, work on getting your mail and coming back in, rewarding your puppy. And then you could let them go outside and sniff, come back in, do it again. Just really mix it up, guys. And then the ultimate setup is you're working with your dog in the house and they're like moving with you, maybe you did some recall work, then just go to the front door and open it and see what they do. And have a long line on them for safety. And just that will tell you if you actually have a good threshold or not. Not sit and stay every time the door opens, which is how we do start with puppies. But you gotta get out of that. And so you wanna proof an open door even if your dog doesn't get a command. Okay, so that's how strict you need to be on this.
Because accidents won't have a command either.
Yeah, oh, yeah, there you go. So anyway, and I remember something else I wanted to say while you were talking and I didn't interrupt you.
Oh my God, I'm so amazed.
I kept it in my brain all this time. Okay,
I'm so proud of you,
one
Bethany.
more little thing. I know all of us, well, anybody my age, has kind of grown up in the Cesar Millan era, and a lot of what I used to see him do, or not a lot, but this one thing I used to see him do had started to backfire on me on appointments. So if I tell my dog sit, and then I step out the door, and then I say let's go or heel, I could be wrong, my memory could be wrong, it was years ago when I used to watch him. But I remember that being a thing, and because it was Caesar, they would walk out calmly, and if they didn't, he'd turn around and make them do it again. But then I would see owners trying to replicate that, and what happens is the dog bounds out, but the owners keep going. And so you're at a distance from the dog, and the dog is released, and they bound out the front door. We don't want that. So I always suggest proofing that. Go outside, come back in, walk outside, come back in. But when you actually go through the threshold with your puppy or your dog, go back to them, pause, do a very calm heel, let's go, follow me, whatever your word is, and walk out together or with you a little bit in front. Not the full doorway threshold where they're like, woohoo! And then you're already telling them no because they pull ahead of you because of that momentum. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I like it.
All right, cool.
I should have picked it apart a little bit, but I couldn't.
You can't pick that apart. I've been working on that for years.
I'm gonna think of a way to pick it apart for next week.
Whatever. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
Yeah.